everybody, and welcome to another episode of Red, Right, and True, where we tell you all the truth all the time with no excuses and no apologies. And we have a great guest tonight, a friend of ours, Gino Bisconti, who's coming in from Zoom. We have Joe Curry.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Patriot Box.
Hello, everyone. Is my makeup all right?
And the infamous Mark White.
Good evening.
How's it going, Mark?
How's that? Is that a tires thing?
I don't know. Is that a gang sign? I don't know.
Does he do that? Am I doing it right? I don't know.
We were
Close enough.
Gino, we were talking before we went on air. We were talking about how basically Mark White is our Tyrus.
That is very apropos. That's really good.
Well, he's the biggest guy here, so.
Yeah, so anyway, we're going to start off with the Soros signs. If you didn't see that clip, it's about it's one of the assets that's coming up, I believe. So we're going to actually get to see it live. But saying that these type of protests are generic is BS, because if they're generic, you have homemade signs, people come and go at certain times. Everything's not coordinated. So the question is, who's funding it? Joe Curry, what's your opinion on this?
I would say, obviously, you will see that they even made the assertion during the clip that it was George Soros paying for this, and it's either that or a lot of left-wing groups that pay for them to come out.
Absolutely. Patriot Box, what do you think about it?
Well, I think it's intuitively obvious to the most casual observer. Someone's paying for this. The signs are the same. Do you remember back when they were having the, I don't want to say riots, but conveniently a dump truck load of bricks was made available to the protesters. You don't get a truckload of bricks just by chance. This is all, it's thought out, it's planned, it's financed, and there's no question about it.
Absolutely. And to tell you the truth, it takes me a while to get the 5 copies of the show prep list done. I'm going to get 150 signs drawn by hand? No, it's somebody is funding this.
And Gino, what do you think?
It's exactly that. The problem isn't who's actually the question isn't who's funding this. The problem and the question is, who is it asking who's funding this? Who is looking at this? People showing up with perfectly worded signs that are, to quote my cousin, identical. Okay, and half of them are illegal immigrants that speak perfect English. Okay, who isn't asking and saying something's up here? The problem is people don't have common sense anymore. And common sense tells you someone's funding this, and no one seems to be asking on the left because they're just happy enough to be like, they're Ralph Wiggum, I'm helping. And they're not.
And
they're helping destroy the country.
Exactly, and it's emotion over facts, which is going to be the theme through several things during the course of the show tonight.
Oh yeah, and I definitely wanted to, make it a little more personal and bring up a fellow comics post that actually Mark White and I responded on a friend of ours, but we'll get to that in the next segment. But let's bring up Asset 1, and Mark White, as soon as the asset is done, we'd like your opinion too.
Okay, so right here we have signs all going in the same bag. So all these signs are from Rise and Resist. These protesters did not bring these signs out, and you're going to see it right here. All the signs are being put in these bags that are going to be taken by the organizers. We're in front of Trump Tower in New York City. Okay, so you can see all the signs are being put in these bags. Who pays for the signs?
The sign fairy pays for them.
The sign fairy. Is that George Soros by any chance?
The sign fairy, George Soros has better things to do than pay for our signs.
Okay, so there is a sign fairy because somebody is paying for this material. These aren't cheap signs. They're high quality signs and they're brand new. And they're being taken away in bags, all the same bags. Where are you taking the signs, ma'am?
To my penthouse apartment.
Again, we're in front of Trump Tower in New York City. This does not look organic. Again, this protest ended at 1 p.m. and they're all leaving at 1 p.m. So are they on the clock? I don't know.
And Mark, you're the one that picked this sign. So Mark, what is your what is your take on it?
The first thing I noticed was the age of the fake protesters. They're not,
Old.
you know,
Old,
they're all,
right?
look at them. They're all retired.
Yep.
We all know somebody's giving them some extra money. You know, they got some 4K money. Who knows? But you can't trust these people. I'm telling you, Democrats are tricksters. They're completely dishonest, and you clearly can see it in that clip because look at the ages of those people. What are they doing? They don't even know why they're out there. When somebody comes out there and asks them a question, they don't even know why they're out there. Just somebody gave them a couple $100, and that's better than sitting in a Starbucks.
Absolutely, I agree with that 100%. It also goes to the fact that the left always seems to cheat, and that is lending itself to what's happening in Virginia. So,
What Bonnie's
Patriot box.
Okay, what Bonnie was referring to is gerrymandering. Now, I'm going to give you the a basic explanation of gerrymandering is, and it's legal, is that the different parties are allowed to basically draw a red line around the areas they want in their district and out. And they do it in such a way that they have an advantage, an unfair advantage, but again, it's not illegal. Mark, you even had this happen in Texas. I think they did this, but in Virginia they just changed it so that they set up the voting districts where we could lose as many as 10 Republicans in the House. Now, just to show you how the point that this is, again, it's legal, but place like Massachusetts, we all know that's a blue state, all right? But do you know that that a Republican has zero representation in the House in Massachusetts? Liberal state, yes, but there's still 25 or 30% Republicans in that state, and they have zero representation. And this is the Democrats have very smartly, they've done two things. They've done their voter fraud, they gamed the system, and they do their gerrymandering, and this is what gives them states, and this is why once the state goes blue, once you go blue, you never go back. This is how they've managed the power. Because
my question is, Patriot box.
They're clearly cheating.
Exactly. What I was going to say is, technically it's legal. So then why don't the Republicans ever do something like that?
I have an answer for that.
Yes, I would like to know the answer to that.
My theory, and we discussed this over on the car.
Right, I had to be careful because you don't want to say. Go ahead, Patriot box.
Okay.
But I was like, what's going on?
Well, my theory, it's just my theory, is that most of the Republicans basically work, have families, and are busy, and they think, all right, government, it's going to take care of itself. They're not out there actively trying to subvert the system the way the Dems have. And it's as simple as that. When you have a job, a family, and things to do, you don't necessarily have time to go to these rallies and everything else. And
well, the rallies are one thing, but Gino, what do you think about the fact that the Democrats are smart enough to redistrict to get more say?
It's not that the Democrats are smart enough. It's, again, more of these protesters that are Ralph Wiggum and they think they're helping. It's that their constituents are stupid enough and used to, dare I say, and I'm curious what you think about this, having a victim mentality. Oh, my God. We love being like the Republicans, as much as they're pussies when it comes to trying to get around the cheating of the Democrats, okay? And I will say that didn't happen during this past election when Trump really did make it too big to rig. But they love being a victim. So and I don't know if you saw this, the way they worded this, they took a state like Virginia that literally Kamala won by 5 points. And it worked out because in the House, it was 6 blue seats to 5 red, which is about a 5% difference, right? A little more, 55 to 45%. Okay. But what they did was they said, I wish I could see the exact words. I talked about it today on our earlier show. But the voting thing said, in order to ensure a fair election, we're moving to temporarily, and to quote Ronald Reagan, if you don't know what temporarily means in politics, it means permanently. See the Patriot Act. They said, in order to make it a more fair election, and to make it more fair, They went from having 6 seats to 5 to having 10 seats to 1.
Did you
And
see the
they
district?
love-
The way they redistricted? Say that 3 times fast. Redistricted it. You know what I mean. But did you see what they did? And they're saying to make it a fair election? Are you kidding me?
But
Yeah,
everybody buys
and by the
that
way,
crap.
that's the hardest you've ever made me laugh, and I've seen you stand up, which is hysterical. I should have blown the whistle. Redistrict, but yeah, it's insane. I did see it, and I was yelling at my wife. She's a patient woman. It looked like the 2020 election, where the map I saw for the votes, blue was no, orange was yes, and all of Virginia was blue with 5 or 6 orange specks. Leave my test results out of this. 5 or 6 orange specks on the map, and they're like, "Yep, it's a yes." So I saw it. I saw the Porky Pig district. I can't even say it now. I can't even talk.
Well, it's really insane that they have the audacity to use the word fair.
Yes!
That is what makes my blood boil. And we will be back in 3 minutes, so please don't go anywhere for Red, Right, and True. We'll be back.
Most people think they have options when searching for the best deals when they travel. But here's the shocking truth. 100% of the major travel agencies are owned by just 2 entities, Expedia and Booking Holdings. They claim to offer the lowest rates, but due to the hotel rate parity agreement, they all have the same pricing, limiting genuine competition. When you book through these sites, you act as your own travel agent, but the profits are going to organizations that don't support our patriot values. We cannot allow that to continue. So, we decided to make travel great again by starting a US-based travel membership platform, mypatriottravel.com. We are patriots helping patriots. Together, we can disrupt the travel industry by not spending our hard-earned dollars supporting the radical left. For just $29.99 per month, you gain access to true wholesale rates on travel, saving you on average 35% and up to 65%. Book as often as you like, with no limits. Keep your hard-earned dollars in your pocket and spend them on things you need and want to support. Go to mypatriottravel.com/TAFW and grab your membership today. mypatriottravel.com/TAFW. Making travel great again.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
I'm sure you guys remember the platinum single, Justice for All, with Donald Trump and the J6 Prison Choir. Well, get ready for round 2. We're coming out with Anthem of the Free with High Res and the J6 Prison Choir. It's coming out now. It's pre-sale until December 19th when it drops. Get yours on all platforms, Google Play, Apple iTunes. Get it. It's going to be hot.
Justice for all, our voices ring. The anthem of the free.
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for the sea, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Red, Right, and True. And we're going to actually take a personal note, which I think that everybody in the audience can relate to, which is our own experiences on social media. I am a Facebook person. I don't really understand the other social media things. And a friend of ours, who I will not name, put on his Facebook page, and he's friends with liberals and Democrats. Liberals and conservatives. And he put on his page, why would anyone be against protecting fraud? And you would think that that's a pretty straightforward question and that, nobody would be defending fraud. But lo and behold, because he has friends that are liberals, they came on his page and they started with, but Trump, but Trump, but Trump. And I brought up the Nick Shirley Act because Nick Shirley is exposing fraud, not just in Minnesota, but now in California, and they are going to try to stop Nick Shirley. So I brought up the Nick Shirley Act, and this person, I don't know who she is, she's not a comic, she's just, one of Lou's Facebook friends, was saying to me, you're wrong, the bill doesn't say that. That's how she started off. You're wrong. So I brought up the bill, and she was wrong. So she actually admitted, a liberal admitting they're wrong.
Wow.
I was like in shock. But as Mark White says, they are always right and never wrong. And literally almost 24 hours went by, and then she tagged me. And she had the bill, and she was saying, I read the bill, and there's nothing in there that says that they're coming after Nick Shirley. So I tagged her, and so did Mark, I just found out in the commercial break, tagged her in one of Nick Shirley's videos where he literally is showing what because the bill already existed, but they added. And I said, that's the word you left out in your critique of the bill, saying it was not about that they're adding things. Why are they adding things except to try to entrap someone? So Mark, if you want to tell like your experience of what happened, I was like at least she didn't call me names. I'll give her that. But aside from that, she and I are still going back and forth on it. So Mark White, what?
Bill, I posted the same video, but she asked me like 5 times, did you read the bill? So I asked her, I said, why don't you just post the bill here so that we can all read it? Because that would be the smart thing to do. Because some people are going to, I wasn't even interested in that bill to begin with. All I said was, I noticed that Lou he brought up a point, and instead of anybody addressing their point, they all went to Orange Man bad. That's the only thing I said, and she attacked me about the bill. So I'm glad she did, because now I learned about the bill. And now I realize that once again, liberals are lying, and you can't trust them any further than you can throw them.
Well, she never admitted she was wrong. She literally saw, and she said, oh, I understand. I watched the Nick Shirley video, and if this is true, it's a terrible thing. But the bill doesn't say that. But it's like, I said, well, now we'll wait. And if anything happens to Nick Shirley, if they fine him, if they put him in jail, I said, there will be a backlash like you have never seen. And I don't know if she's done with me yet, but I'm done. I'm not going to go.
I got to ask you a question. You mentioned there'll be a backlash that you've never seen. With the whole gerrymandering thing, they totally redistricted this whole area, and I got it, Gino. But and you don't see any outcry on that. And it's so blatant on the Nick Shirley thing. I wonder if there will be pushback on that, or is everybody just going to sit and be comfortable with it?
That's a great point, Joe. I think that with Nick
Who's going to
Shirley,
be comfortable with it?
I'm sorry, just
that nobody will come out.
That nobody
in droves.
that nobody will come out, and nobody will, just once again just
Say
sit
You mean
there.
on the left?
Yeah,
On the left?
on the left,
Of
and
course
maybe
they're
on
not
the
gonna
right,
come out.
On the right, I think you're talking.
and even
Oh,
on
the right, the people on the right, they don't care.
yeah.
They're
But
not going to do anything.
But I think with Nick Shirley, it has a different effect, because Nick is a young man, 24 years old. He's brave. He's going out and exposing all this fraud, and he has a tremendous social media. And he's basically showing how he went into the government building, and he is asking about this bill because it's going to directly affect him. And we're seeing it step by step, live by live, and my blood is boiling. And I'm sure I am not alone in
Bonnie,
this.
Bonnie.
Yes,
Can I
yes,
say
Patriot
something?
Box.
Can I say something?
Bonnie,
Yes. Wait, Mark White first.
Bonnie,
First-
I actually,
Wait.
Patriot Box can't hear anything because
All
he's
right,
got
go
that box in
ahead.
his
Go
hand.
ahead, Patriot Box.
Okay.
You can't see in
so
there.
look, I have an out of the box solution. All right. We just simply start a rumor that they're going to put a 2,000% tariff on blue hair dye, and the left will go nuts.
They'll go nuts.
All right. That was my out of the box idea. Back to you people.
And Mark, were you going to say something?
What I was going to say is that all this stuff is happening in California or blue cities, whatever, and we're on the outside complaining and moaning, but it doesn't affect us, at least right now. And I think that these people, if you go in there and you fight the fraud or fight the whatever they're doing in there, you're just making it easier for them to get through it. They have to actually feel the pain of what they voted for in order for things to change. You just basically have to let them live out their lives. I live in the suburbs, so nobody's doing anything. There's nobody going to be walking up and down my street protesting, and we don't have crime out here. We don't have any of that stuff out here. But in a blue city, you're going to have it. And I think that we're making a mistake by going in there and trying to fix stuff.
Well, one of the things that Nick Shirley just exposed was 500 hospice with ghost patients. So let that sink in. That's just like a little tip of the fraud that they. But like you said, Mark White, unless it affects people directly, they're not going to do anything about it. And Gino, you actually live in a blue city. You live in Harlem, and I love your response. You agree with Mark. Like, go ahead and say what you always say about letting it, burn.
Yeah, I said it today on it. Sit there and let it burn, because I'm going to tell you something else. Nothing's going to happen to Nick Shirley because no one's going to go to jail until someone goes to jail. Until someone like, I don't know, I'll make up a name, Ilhan Omar. That sounds like a
Oh,
good
the
name.
millionaire. The millionaire.
Yeah.
With the accounting era.
No. Yes, exactly. Until people are smart enough, it's what I said, until people are smart enough to say these signs are obviously being made by someone's funding this, until people are smart enough to say, oh, it's a classic Cheers episode where Nick, I can forget the hot blonde that was played by Gene Kasem. He's like, I spelled your name wrong. She's like, that's really bad. When an accountant goes, when a woman says, yeah, my accountant confused 6,000 with 60 million, and people go, okay, until someone goes to jail, and if it ain't her, who's it going to be? Who cares what Nick Shirley does? Don't get me wrong. I love the kid. I love that he's exposing it, but who's going to get nervous when a woman can literally say, did he say 60 million? He meant 6,000. How can I make 60 million from an abandoned winery? Stop it.
And as we're talking about women, why don't we go to asset number 2 with Governor Hochul saying, please come back to New York.
Oh, Governor Hochul.
That the era of Trump and Zeldin and Molinaro just jump on a bus and head down to Florida where you belong, okay? Get out of town. Get out of town.
And they did.
Because you don't represent
What a
our
sexy
values.
monotone voice.
You are not New Yorkers.
What can we do to take off some of that pain that New Yorkers are feeling that I hear about literally every day? What I want to make sure we are smart about is having a system in place where it's not just taxing for the sake of taxing, and being conscious of the facts that I need people who are high net worth to support the generous social programs that we want to have in our state. Right? Now, there are some patriotic millionaires who stepped up. Okay, cut me the checks. I mean, just if you want to be supportive, but maybe the first step should be go down to Palm Beach and see who you can bring back home, because our tax base has been eroded. So I philosophically don't have a problem. It is like I have to look at the fact that we are in competition with other states who have less of a tax burden on their corporations and their individuals.
I mean,
when I first saw her, I thought she was AI. I was like, there's no way that woman's real.
I'm speechless. For a woman, she's got one set of balls. And this is another thing with they're so blatant on what the Nick Shirley Act, everything they're trying to pull, the gerrymandering, and this being so blatant that we want your money. How are we going to afford all these generous programs if we don't fleece you? It's just astounding the nerve that this woman has, that this party has.
They have no shame. That's what it comes
and
down to.
And that's because they don't check each other.
Yeah.
I'll handle this. I get a lot of pushback I get a lot of pushback for language, and the problem is the left tries to control the language and dumb people take it. But I'm going to tell you what Kathy Hochul is. She's a lying whore. Now, before you get angry about my language, I want to ask anyone growing up, anyone through high school and college, if you meet a girl that loves you for your money, and she goes to anyone who has money and takes advantage of them, and then once she gets everything she wants, she says, I don't need you anymore, and she starts looking for other men with more money. But those men leave, and then she begs those men to come back because she wants their money. You know what you'd call her? A stupid whore. And that's who's running our city. And if you have a problem with my language, I'd love for you in your Queen's English to give me a better thing to describe a woman that's nothing but after your money. And once she thinks she has enough, she tells you to go fuck yourself and then begs you to come back. Because there's no better word than whore. And that's what she is.
But she uses that sexy voice, that sexy monotone voice. Let me tell you something. That robot on the Jetsons, Rosie the had a sexier voice than her.
Well, she, you know,
I don't want to hear about what you did during your childhood. I heard enough of these stories, Joe.
No, it's she has no shame because she basically was so strong about throwing everyone out. Get the hell out of here. And then as all their programs always fail and they need more money to support their failing programs, then all of a sudden she's got her calm voice on and like, oh, let's do this. But I agree with you. I was going to call her see you next Tuesday, but your description is more accurate as far as the money and the whore reference. And stay with us. We will be back in 3 minutes with Red, Right, and True. Don't go away.
Ready to move and celebrate freedom like never before. The America First Warehouse proudly presents Freedom in Motion, America 250. Join Lisa for an electrifying dance fitness fundraiser designed to get your heart pumping and your spirit soaring. This dynamic 6-week session is perfect for all fitness levels, whether you're just starting out or ready to level up your routine. Feel the energy of an epic patriotic playlist. Boost your fitness, learn exciting new moves, and relieve stress while having an absolute blast. All for just $100 per person, and it all supports a great cause. Spots are limited, so don't wait. Come dance, get fit, and celebrate America 250 in motion.
Politics feeling broken? What if you could match with politicians the way you match on a dating app, but based on real values? Meet OpScore from Go USA, the first ever values-based political matchmaker. Think Match.com for elections that aligns voters with politicians. We score politicians on a nonpartisan scale based on your priorities. Track your politician scores and take our OpScore Challenge survey to match with leaders who align with you at opscore.org. Stop voting blind. Start matching smart. Politicians work for you.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
If the vote count is accurate, then how come the number of voters is different? And if it's not accurate, then why was it certified? We are suing Letitia James and the New York State Board of Elections for a conspiracy against fundamental rights. This is not about who won. It's not about what party. It's about the fact that they don't care about your rights.
It's me, Joe the Box. And I'm John the Blanket with the America First Podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. The Fred Rubino Podcast coming to you from the America First Warehouse.
Welcome, everybody, to the James Justice Show, tearing these airwaves apart with all the craziness that goes on in the world.
Welcome to the Patriots Podcast. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the On the Right Side podcast here at the America First Warehouse in Long Island, New York.
Shane Jenkins here with another episode of Liberty's Cage.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Red, Right, and True.
We are streaming live on America First Media and Television app.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Downey Jr. podcast. Be free, stay free.
The America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
Good evening and welcome back to Red, Right, and True. The last segment we were talking about Facebook, people discussing things on Facebook. I did a show for about 12 years. The person that is the head anchor on the show is one of my good friends. I'm not any malice against him, but he posted something yesterday that I had to take exception to. And what he was doing, he was calling out Joe Rogan, Tim Dillon, Andrew Schultz, people that helped get Trump elected and now are seeming to to question what Trump is doing. And what my friend was saying is, he goes, it's interesting to see them turn tail on Trump when Trump is not promising what he is promising to do. And my friend also mentioned that he pontificates on the show I used to be on, that he only comments on things he knows, including Trump's history. If there's something that he doesn't know, he says he doesn't know, but maybe he says I'm the moron because these podcasters have gotten richer being willfully stupid or lying to their fans. And basically what he was saying, he goes, Trump is very consistent on how he acts. Trump first, his family and friends second, his fans a distant third. Basically, what I wrote to him is, I go, so trying to end a regime that has been a thorn in the side of the Middle East for almost 50 years is a bad thing? One that has funded proxy groups? One that wants to death to Israel? Are we going to sit here again through another administration and try to kill the cancer? And then I said, look, I go, you've got TDS and you're reacting emotionally to this. He really is. And he said, no, Trump said the war is over many times. If that's the case, why is there a ceasefire? And he even invited to come on with us and discuss it. And while he meticulously drops, you thought you had me on that, Gino, meticulously drops facts and knowledge. And I question him on that because it is so blatantly obvious on what's going on. Trump said the war is over. What are you, 11? I go, he said that, but the dynamic has changed between the ruling parties. There's two of them in Iran right now, one that wants to negotiate, one that does not. And it's changing by the day. And to sit there and say, well, Trump said that, you're reacting emotionally and you're not reacting on the facts that are coming out.
Well, also, he never references what happened in the past. Like Kamala said to Iran, don't. That was a big, pot and kettle of nothing. Biden said, don't. Here, Trump has a plan. He's following through on the plan. He's not stupid enough to tell us everything that's happening. Again, the Democrats, they hate him whether he, as soon as they found out about Iran, they hated him because he's taking us to war. The minute there was a ceasefire or whatever, they called him a chicken. So whatever he does, they're going to hate him anyway. So he might as well, do what he does, which is just ignore them. Ignore people like that because they are full of Trump derangement syndrome, and they are never going to see whatever he does as anything but negative. That's my opinion of that. And with a superior complex that they know everything and they're better than everyone, on top of the Trump DS. That's my opinion on that.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's the facts that's going on with the negotiations and what we want out of Iran, what Iran wants out of us, and basically they keep flipping the script and changing the narrative every other day because they don't have a firm ruling party. We're trying to get negotiations going with whatever ruling party we could deal with, and in the long run, it's going to pay off.
What I want to know, Joe, is if this follows and it works out the way Trump is expecting it to, and we all benefit, will he ever come back and say Trump did a good job?
To his credit, yes, he would.
He would. Okay.
He would.
All right.
To his credit, yes, he would.
Then I would give him that.
Yeah.
I want to see that post. Please tag me in it.
Yeah. No, to his credit, he would. He's very good with that.
All right. I do like to hear
Well,
that.
One of the things that's upsetting to me is we are at war. We have our differences as far as politically, but where are the Americans? The whole idea that you could make something like an American flag, something that's racist. The whole idea of what's going on in what it seems like, based on the liberal media, where are the Americans? The liberal media promotes the Iranian propaganda, and they question their own president. So that's the part that, just to witness this in this day and age, having parents and fathers and uncles who fought for this country. And
Patriot Box has people that in his family that were soldiers. I just wanted to clarify that.
Some of them volunteered and some of them were drafted, but they all served their time protecting this country and everyone's rights. And let's not forget about that. It just sickens me that all of this talk, and what about America first?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the illegal war too. You have some of these politicians. The illegal war. It was, and here's the thing. And I even prefaced this on an Anthony Cumia show. I called in on Sunday.
Yes, I heard you. It was very cool.
Basically, what happened is that Netanyahu notified Trump that you had all these leaders of Iran together. Now, in previous administrations, they're like, well, we don't do that. We have to do that. Trump took action along with Netanyahu on this to get them. They killed many of them, a lot of them.
Sorry, we lost Gino, so when you get a chance, if you could get Gino back in. And we're going to get to asset 3 now. Sorry to interrupt.
Easiest and most effective form of protest you have right now.
Oh, my God.
That you can start immediately. Put a mask back on.
Oh, God.
Stop letting them observe your face. And have the side benefit of better health and protecting the rest of us in the world. Put a mask back on. Fuck this government.
So she
You know
wants...
what?
Go ahead,
You know
Mark.
what? She should have put a mask on while she made that video so we wouldn't have to watch her goofy mouth. What is she doing? What is that?
Oh, God.
Maybe she likes to mutter curse words underneath the mask, and that's why she wants to wear it.
But this...
Who does that? You know what that? I know what that is. That's a condescending way of talking.
Thank you. Thank you very much. This holier than thou, she knows better, condescending way of the condescending way about her, and saying wear a mask, which we proved it does no good. So she's going back to all and wear a mask, which we were mandated to do in some places.
Well, Joe, as the liberal on the panel, I want to say that I have never seen a woman that should be wearing a mask more than that one. All right, so that's the liberal side.
Well,
all right, back to you guys.
She misses the control of, she loved when the government told everyone everything to do, including how to walk up and down a supermarket aisle. She misses those days of control. That's what that party is all about. They want to control every movement that we make, and we are for less government control. And that's the difference. And what's really scary is, I told this story on a previous episode, but my brother's autistic, and someone in the house kept putting on CNN, and all of a sudden, I hear he's very high functioning, never curses. All of a sudden, my daughter hears my brother saying, and those scumbags, that he's a scumbag. And my daughter says to my brother, who are you talking about? And he goes, Trump. And my brother is one of the ones who's still wearing a mask, a black mask, when he walks alone to the store. And I'm like, Danny, take off that mask. You look like a fool. And it really is the people that are challenged that fall for this stuff. I mean, I think the rest of us understand that we're way beyond this, and we've never let them shut down the place like they did with COVID back in the day. I think there would be a pushback this time. I might be wrong.
No, but the one thing with that woman that we just saw, there is one word that would shut her down, and one word that would shut most of them down, and that word is why. Why? Why do you feel that way? Bring me some and
She call you a racist.
They would call me, a racist, a Nazi.
There is no answer. That's the answer to why.
Yeah.
Because you're a racist.
Yeah, a racist. The Nazi one, is always the fallback, and I always use that in an argument. Well, I go, that's the crutch. I go, and you calling me a Nazi is just a way to say I don't have any valid points, and this is all I could come up with.
Gino, are they wearing masks in the inner city, or what's going on in where you are?
Well, in Harlem, they wear masks for various purposes other than COVID, as I understand it.
So enlighten you of your wallet.
Oh, I don't hear him. Gino, I'm sorry, we don't hear you. Is your mic on?
Nope.
Are you muted? Okay, well, we'll get back to Gino in a minute. Gino, just interrupt.
Do you know how many people would savor this moment that knows him?
I
hope that's not a Mac.
I see his mouth moving, but I don't hear anything. Yeah, it's like, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, Gino.
There's people cheering, though.
So, Mark.
You know what I do? I use my iPad. Super simple.
Oh, you mean for the face? I have to be honest.
No, for this, Barney, for this.
Oh, yes. I mean, I am technologically challenged, so I have never even Zoomed successfully
know what an iPad
for a
is?
doctor appointment, let alone a TV show.
Yeah, but so basically, that's their narrative. It's always their narrative that they just don't have an art. I like the thing with my friend on the show. Give me, you gave a blanket statement. Give me, and he says he'll come on and give us the facts, but I don't see any facts that he can give that to the contrary of why we're there, what we're doing, how we're doing it, what we have to deal with. But in the long run, it's going to pay off, especially with gas. When they say, well, we're paying over $4 a gallon for gas, it's going to pay off.
But it's more than that. It's like they want to see Trump fail.
Yeah.
That's what they want. It doesn't matter that people could be freed from a harsh dictatorship. If Trump succeeds, that's their worst nightmare, and that's really sad.
Even though a lot of the policies will benefit him. And like I said, back to gas. Yeah, we're paying $4 a gallon, but it is to ensure that we'll pay a lot less, not a narrative to get rid of fossil fuels that was under the Biden administration.
Well, they didn't care about the price of gas when Joe Biden was in charge.
No.
I hear you, Gino. So you want to lead us out? We have 49 seconds.
Yeah, here's what you do. Push back, okay, to these dummies in the mask, okay? Because when people say to people like me, get over it, this is what I want to start doing. I want to start telling people who are Jewish, hey, get over the Holocaust. What? Hey, it was 80 years ago. Millions of people died. Millions of people died during COVID, okay? Millions of people are still dying from various vaccine injuries. Lord knows how bad the birth rate dipped, okay? And yet, if you were to see a picture of Goebbels or a picture 5 years after the Holocaust of people at Nuremberg going, what? And showing the highlights like they do all of the people on CNN, and no one goes to jail, no one loses their job. Just say, wow,
and
you
we'll
really
be
need to
right
get over
back.
that.
Gino, hold
You
that
really
thought.
need to get over that Holocaust.
We'll be right back.
Let it go. Let it go.
Fox, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of humility. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
The America First Ultra MAGA Store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA Store.
Get ready to move and celebrate freedom like never before. The America First Warehouse proudly presents Freedom in Motion, America 250. Join Lisa for an electrifying dance fitness fundraiser designed to get your heart pumping and your spirit soaring. This dynamic 6-week session is perfect for all fitness levels, whether you're just starting out or ready to level up your routine. Feel the energy of an epic patriotic playlist. Boost your fitness, learn exciting new moves, and relieve stress while having an absolute blast. All for just $100 per person, and it all supports a great cause. Spots are limited, so don't wait. Come dance, get fit, and celebrate America 250 in motion.
Corporate transfer. Fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
America First Warehouse was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed, because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country.
Welcome back to Red, Right, and True. What we're going to discuss right now is our sports moment. We're going to discuss the Mandani curse. Mandani curse. The 11-game losing streak by the New York Mets, which is my baseball team. Why wouldn't it be? And the origin of the curse. A video went viral showing Mandani sharing a big hug with mascots Mr. and Mrs. Met, and he was also seen trying on Mr. Met's iconic baseball cap. And then the Mets went on to an 11-game losing streak. So, Gino,
12.
what are your thoughts on that?
12.
12.
They lost yesterday. It's 12.
I was
I'm
hoping.
a Phillies fan, and I didn't even realize they're probably going to. The Phillies have lost 9 in a row. They're having a terrible season, and I wake up every day, and the first thing I check is to make sure the Mets lost, and I'm giddy. Because this is a team. Look, I'm a Charger fan in the NFL, and it's a culture of underachieving. The Mets are a culture of, am I wrong? Not just failure, failing in the worst possible way. They had a winning streak 2 years ago that they attributed to Grimace from McDonald's.
And
that's how lacking in identity they are. Go, buddy.
And let me tell
then
you
I'll
something.
add one more thing.
I tell dick jokes and I co-host a show. I could tell you the only thing they needed was 3 starters. Everything was there. Even though they're saying that there was a lot of controversy in the locker room about a lot of guys weren't for Trump, guys were. All they needed was 3 starters, and we would be #1 in the NL East right now.
Well, I just wanted to say that there was a comic that I knew that used to make a joke that all Jews love the Mets, and it was really bizarre. Is I'm Jewish and I was a big Mets fan, so the joke held true for me. And what the Mets did was they dropped Jewish Heritage Day for whatever reason they did. Mandami hugged that guy, and then God stepped in, and they've been losing ever since. So that's my take on it.
God, if you're religious, may have actually stepped in last year on June 13th. Do you know this story, Joe?
No.
On June 13th, the Mets were off to an amazing start. They were 45-24,
Yes.
and then they celebrated Pride Night. And they blew. Let that go. They flew a giant trans flag and had some trans chick do the national anthem, and then they collapsed and went 38-55 the rest of the season.
The wheels flew off. And usually I wait for the August implosion, but no, it started in June. The wheels just came flying off, and to me, like I said, it was due to relief starting pitching. That was the problem.
Joe, I'm going to interrupt you to point something out. Yeah, you're right. You're talking about what their real problem is? It's not that they celebrated Trans Night. It's not that this fascist hugged Mr. and Mrs. Metball. But you said it. This is a team that apparently let Brandon Nimmo go, let the polar bear Alonso go. I forget a third guy because they were conservative. And Francisco Lindor's wife apparently works for Mandani.
Yeah.
And they try so hard to be more than they are when they just need to focus on baseball, and they don't.
No, that's all he had to do. You can't give up 4 runs in the 5th and expect your offense to keep it up to get you back in the game every night since June.
And finally,
well, if you're the Phillies, you can score 3 runs in the first inning and be like, that should be enough. That should be enough. And then watch the game go into the tank over the next 8 days. But we scored 3. When? 4 hours ago. Anyway, back to you.
No, I was just saying that Trump finally came out against Mandami and said he's ruining the city, and now he's ruining baseball too. Is he planning on going to the Yankees to, hug somebody at the Yankee Stadium and, trash them? I'm talking about Mandami. Anybody know
no.
what his plans are? Why the Mets over the Yankees? Why did Mandami decide to hug?
Because he's a Mets fan.
Oh, because he's a Mets fan.
He's a Mets fan.
Okay. I was just wondering.
God.
So we're going to get to Asset 4, and we're going to ask for everyone's opinion about it when we get back. Asset 4.
I can almost put money on the fact that
Where did you want to go after?
the minorities who voted for Trump are coming to the realization of what they actually voted for. They might be in denial now, but they're slowly realizing what a big mistake they made, and they are going to find out what a big mistake they made. All I can say to them is good luck, And I hope for you, just you people, the minorities who voted for Trump, I hope you get everything that you voted for and more. Nobody deserves it more than you. Good luck.
Wow.
That's
Is delusional.
unbelievable.
That is delusional
Goosebumps.
and scary because his anger of people like who are voting for Trump, that we love the job that Trump is doing. It's even better than I imagined. And every Trump
Exactly.
supporter that I know feels the way I do. So this guy is delusional. But the fact that he's wishing, to the minorities who also voted for Trump, because they know that that's the way to go, he's wishing something evil on them. That's scary.
Well, Bonnie, I think he's upset because the minorities overwhelmingly voted for Trump this time around, and maybe without our vote, Trump would have lost. So, he's upset that we let him down, which I will do again if I could.
I wish we could vote a fourth time. So it's just, again, it's the delusion of they think that we're going to regret our vote. I know that if Harris,
I'll take it a step further.
Go ahead,
I think it's hatred. I'm skeeved. Like, you can make fun of everything I said, but I have a point. That's just hatred. You didn't see him going like, these effing immigrants. I don't know what they're beneath me. They're ruining they're ruining the country, not the millions that the previous administration let in. Not the ones that refuse to leave, that ICE has to drag out, because I don't know if you know this, but when a president makes an app where they pay you by your plane ticket and start the immigration process for the illegals to leave, if they don't, I'm sure they're going to go peacefully when they blew that deal. These people have to be forced out. But this guy hates the ones that literally did the legal process of coming in here, got to vote legally, and voted for the man that said, all right, the guys that did the work, you're my people. We're not letting anyone get a free ride, because the only people that has more of a problem with illegal immigrants and American citizens are legalized immigrants that are American citizens.
Gino, speaking of that free ride, Gino,
yes.
Didn't this clip we just saw, that man is actually going to be correct that the voters are going to get exactly what they deserve, but that's in New York with Mandami, his free buses, his free grocery stores,
Nope.
and it's so he is going to get in New York. He will get his wish. People will get what they deserve and what they voted for.
Lied to. They brought up buses the other day, and Mom Donnie goes, yeah, and we're making faster buses. Didn't even say free. Glazed right over it. Faster.
Yeah, how fast is the bus going to go?
Didn't mean to interrupt.
8 miles an
What's
hour?
that?
You can walk faster than a bus.
Well, not 8 miles an hour. It better not go any faster than 15, because they want to make the speed limit in the city 20 and then 15 in school zones, so they can bleed the middle class with more ridiculous photo tickets. Sorry, go on.
Do you know you could ride an ox down Fifth Avenue and get a ticket for speeding? That's how slow the speed limit in the city is.
There you go. Way to finish strong.
Thank you.
25 miles an hour, I think you could walk faster than that, as far as,
What about on Long Island? What's the speed limit if you're on out there?
40.
But 20 in a school zone.
Yeah.
What about Queens Boulevard?
That I don't know.
I know Horace Harding Expressway is at 30 miles an hour. I've got the tickets to prove it. Yeah, the old stupid camera.
No, but that guy is filled, Patriot Box, and Gino had it right, he's filled with rage and hate, and Trump is doing great things. We see it every night. I'm like cheering in front of the TV. The fact that he's saying that we're going to regret our vote, I know he's only a year in. I'm just so thankful that we have, a little less than 3 more years to go. I'm going to be like so sad when he's not president. That's my take on it.
We're going to wrap it.
I love Trump.
We're going to start to wrap it up. Gino, where are you going to be?
This Sunday, come on out if you're around, Curry. Rodney's Comedy Club. I do a show the last Sunday of every month. Gino and friends. Kevin Downey Jr. is going to be there. Bonnie, of course, you're welcome. Anyone come by, we'll grab some drinks. Going to be a great show. The wife's on it, Keanu. I know you love her. 7:30 this Sunday, 61st of 1st.
Great. Bonnie, where are you
Very
going to
cool.
Bonnie, where are you going to be?
I'm just plugging my podcast tomorrow, Governor's Comedy Club. We have George Gallo, Jen Elise Feldman, and a friend of mine, Conchetta Copella. And there's going to be some fun surprises. So it's Gov's Comedy Club podcast.
Yes, and you usually see me behind the desk on May 9th. I will be behind the keyboards here with Guitar Legends. I know it's a Guitar Legend band, but every guitar band needs a good keyboard player, and I'm the guy. So come on and check that out at America First Warehouse. And we would like to thank America First Warehouse venue and production studio at the America First Warehouse, America First Media and Television. Check it out, AmericaFirstWarehouse.com. Also, support our sponsors, TAFW Sound Money Wallet at TAFWSoundMoney.com. My Patriot Travel at MyPatriotTravel.com, TAFW. MyPillow.com at TAFW, or 1-800-889-2067. Tallow Honey Gold, Maha Gold, TallowHoneyGold.com at TAFW. Download the America First Media and Television app, available in the App Store and Google Play, and AFShows.com. Check out AFShows.com. Check out all the shows. Also, you can check out our show. We have all the replays of our show that you could check out that we've been doing, so we'd love you to take a look at that. And great. Anything else?
We want to thank Gino, of course, for stopping by. And
Love being here.
And Mark White, thank you so much for your videos. I love it. I look
You're
forward
welcome.
to seeing your pics every week. They make
I got
me,
some doozies coming up.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Looking forward to
I
it.
can't wait. So we are here every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. So, if you know of somebody who's interested in being a guest who would like to express their point of view, we're looking for people to join us and express their opinions. And we'll be here next week. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be. America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see. A symbol of hope, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free in the America First Warehouse.